What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my beautiful co-hosts, Josh and John Luke, and I nailed the pointing. How's it going?
No, you didn't. You pointed to me when you said John Luke. I'm confused.
Aren't you John Luke?
You are John Luke.
Right directions, but I didn't point the right names. Today, you are John Luke and you are Jeff Luke. That's how we're doing it today.
That's every day.
Guys, also joining us today, two more members of the Front Yard fam. We got G-Man Jay and Tim Wright. How's it going, guys?
A little heartbroken. We lost an icon today, Betty White. Rest in peace, everybody. I'd like to raise a toast.
Peace, everybody.
In honor of Betty White. Rest in peace, everybody.
R.I.P. to everybody.
But actually, though, rest in peace, everybody.
Yeah.
Is resting.
And for real, R.I.P. Betty White. Betty White and John Madden in the same week. Rough
Two
week.
icons.
Rough week. Two icons dead in the same week. Guys, also joining us today is great friend of the show. Glad to have him back to do some brackets today. He is the host, not just the host. That is underselling what he is over at 14 Personnel, the man behind 14 Personnel. You can find him on Twitter at Justin_14P, and you can find 14 Personnel at 14P_fantasy. And make sure you check him out on YouTube at 14 Personnel. These dudes passed 1,000 subscribers. They are putting out awesome content over there. Justin, thank you so much for coming on today, my man.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is 4, 5 now, something like that.
That
Something
feels
like that.
criminally low.
I mean,
I was going to say high,
though.
but
Jay asked me
probably one
like
of the
once
top.
every 3 months. That's about it.
hey,
Jay's
you've
like, "You gotta
canceled
eliminate."
twice, okay? You've canceled twice. Okay, yeah, exactly. So, and Simon, can you do me a favor? Could you say either 14P or 14 Personnel one more time? I don't think you said it enough in the intro.
Okay, yeah, I'll get it in at least 50 more times throughout the show.
At least 14p more times.
14p more times. Midnight in here. Good afternoon, fellas. Glad to have you in here, Midnight. And Pengs
Midnight?
Picks, what's up? Hi,
Davis.
fellas. Hello to you, Davis. And Craig said Jeff Luke when their powers combine.
You don't want to see it. You do
No
not
one
want to
does.
see it.
I don't want to say it.
For some reason, I don't think that's how you guys would act if you combined into one person.
I'm out.
Max is in here with a question to kick off the show today, guys. So before we get into anything else, let's help Max out in his championship matchup.
No.
He needs to pick two: DJ Moore, Kareem Hunt, Darrell Williams, Rojo, and Chase Edmonds. So Justin, we'll come to you first as the guest.
You're putting the pressure on Justin.
I'm putting the pressure on Mr. 14P, Mr.
Ronald-
14 Personnel himself. The guy
Ronald
behind
Jones.
14 Personnel. Sorry, just
Son of a... No, Ronald, you have to
14
start-
Personnel. Oh, sorry.
Ronald Jones is a lot.
Yes.
You got to start Ronald Jones. I'm just gonna power through this. You got to start Ronald Jones. He's a top 10 running back this week. I know some people probably don't disagree with that, or disagree with it, but I'll take it. And then
Everyone should
Darrell
agree.
Williams, as long as CEH is out, those two should be locked and loaded. The only one I'd really consider is Chase Edmonds if James Conner's out, and that's kind of fluid. So for now, Ronald Jones, Darrell Williams seem like the two obvious ones for me.
I'm with
Jay.
Justin.
Jails with Justin. Jay, are you with Justin as well
Yep,
here?
I completely agree with what he said.
Josh, I see you down there.
I am mostly with Justin. I would actually start Chase Edmonds over James Conner
Over
let's say
Darrell
both
Williams?
CEH. Yeah, let's say both CEH and James Conner are out. I lean Chase Edmonds over Darrell Williams, but it's very close.
That's
But
fair.
I absolutely Rojo. DJ Moore's a consideration, but it'd be right now Rojo, Darrell Williams, Chase Edmonds, DJ Moore.
Tim, what about you?
You know, I think it depends on if you look at the Saints COVID list, see how their secondary stacks up. Because last week it worked out for the Dolphins, all right. So I don't know, Rojo obviously, and then all those other picks are fine. But I'll give some confidence to DJ Moore.
DJ Moore torches the Saints. He has not had under. I was looking at this week. It's like he hasn't had under 15 points against the Saints in 4 years.
Oh,
3 years or
And,
some crap
and
like that.
Darnold's back under center
Last 4
too. So
games. Sorry,
at least
I
have a
don't
quarterback
You
that
know
can
what?
throw the ball.
It doesn't
Yeah.
take much to talk me into starting DJ Moore. I'm going Rojo and DJ Moore.
Let's go.
Where's the jersey? I can't find it.
Don't
Or
fall,
turn the right
Simon.
way.
Don't fall.
I can't
There
figure
it is. I saw like half of it.
You saw the corner over there. Pengs Picks in here saying, who is this Justin guy? I feel like he's missing something. Something orange.
Yeah. Like
He's like,
Guys,
just
it's
let me
round.
be myself, guys.
It's December. There's no pumpkin. Just we're 2 months behind. Maybe
You are
when we
the
hit
pumpkin.
1,500. We'll bring back a live stream, and the pumpkin costume will make a return, whether it's March or
When does
June.
winter start? Are we?
I
in
think
winter right now?
Marco should wear a pumpkin costume as well.
Yeah, we're in winter, Josh.
Okay, got
Even
it.
though it got
More
to
like an enchilada
81
costume.
degrees in Texas
Like
yesterday.
50.
Dude, it's like 55 outside.
It's been in the 70s in North Carolina always.
The AC was off whenever we got home from Christmas, and it was 79 inside my house whenever we got home after getting home from Christmas. Albert, what's up? Welcome in. And we got Maria in here saying, what a gathering of handsome people today. And Craig saying they are missing a new champion, though, Maria.
Yeah.
Maria came on and didn't just win, absolutely
it.
dominated yesterday. It wasn't even close. Guys, before we get into our brackets, a couple things. Number one, if you're not following our guest on Twitter, go and fix that right now at Justin_14P. In case you forgot, he's from 14 Personnel, which you can find on YouTube at 14 Personnel as well. So make sure you guys go follow him over
Twitter's Grumpy Goose.
there. Twitter's
That's what they
Grumpy
call him.
Goose.
Wait, is there a difference between 14P and 14 personnel? Just
Yes.
making sure.
Big
Okay.
One's an
I'm
abbreviation.
I'm joking completely. I just wanted to
And
say it again.
if you're bored on Twitter and you need something to do, go antagonize Justin. He's really fun to get into it with.
Very laid back. Very laid back.
Yeah, definitely not a dick. It's
Wait, I'm confused. Are
Guys,
you being
then-
sarcastic?
yeah, after you subscribe to 14P on YouTube, if you're not subscribed to us, head on over to Front Yard Fantasy and make sure you're subscribed to our channel as well. And hit that like button on this video. It's an easy way to show your support for what we are doing. And Josh, I believe you've got some news for us before we get started with our game.
Yeah, I promise you guys I'd catch you up on the news, and we got a bit of it. So I'm going to just run
Simon doesn't
through
want
it.
to hear it.
No, Simon's like, I'm going to take this opportunity to check myself out. If anyone has something specific that they want to say about any of the news I'm going over, feel free to stop me. But I'm going to try to run through this because there's quite a few things here. So Cortland Sutton, he could be placed on the COVID-19 list. Just letting you know there, it's not official yet, but they're saying he could be.
Oh, no.
Kevin Coleman was placed on the COVID-19 list. Get those out of the way, right?
Oh,
Darius
no.
Slayton was placed on the COVID-19 list. Get that out of here. Here's the bigger news. Kirk Cousins was placed on the COVID-19 list and is officially out. He is not vaccinated. Sean Mannion
Maninian.
looks like he's going to be the starter. I've actually
Eli
never heard of this
Manning
guy.
starting for the Vikings.
You gotta lower your expectations for Justin Jefferson. I'm gonna just say that I'm still starting him probably in every league I would have him, but gotta lower your expectations, right, guys?
Well, I mean,
Correct.
Sean's middle name is quote the, as in Sean the Mannion.
Oh,
Is
that
it?
would be so
You just
good.
made that up, but that is perfect. I'm sure you said that before. And Antonio Gibson was also placed on the COVID-19 list. It looks like Jared Patterson's going to be the starter this week. We don't have an official word on this yet. If he's actually officially out, that's not looking good. Antonio Brown, he got an ankle injury midweek here
Yes.
and will be a game time decision this week. It
Sorry.
sounds like JL might be playing Antonio Brown. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, against me in the championship matchup where I'm trying to go back
Sorry,
to
get
back
better,
in the
Antonio
Dynasty
Brown.
League.
Oh man, I'm sure the people that want him really hope he plays. The people playing against him, he's a top 12 receiver for me this week. So
Just want the best for him, if we're being honest.
Elijah Moore he is out this week. So don't think
Who's
about
Elijah
starting
Moore?
Elijah Moore. That's why it's in parentheses. This is Jared Goffney. He is doubtful this week. He is doubtful this week. Tyler Huntley is trending towards being the starter for the Ravens this week. It looks like Lamar Jackson's not practicing, so plan on Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, start him.
Okay, wait, real fast. Trey Lance or Tyler Huntley?
Trey
Trey
Lance.
Yeah, Trey Lance for me
Lance.
as well. All right, gotcha. Cool. I thought I was going to get some people there. Emmanuel Sanders is questionable for this week. Jordan Howard, he has a stinger. He's also questionable for this week. Sean
He is a
McVay
B.
said it was unlikely Cam Akers plays in week 17. I think a lot of us already knew that.
Please don't play, please.
James Conner is considered day-to-day with his heel injury. Clyde Edwards-Helaire did not practice yesterday. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of news. It is the second time in 3 weeks that Marquise Brown has been questionable late in the week due to an illness. So he's got an illness. We don't think it's COVID-related. He hasn't tested positive yet, but got to keep an eye on this. He played last time. Justin Fields' ankle, he's limited for Thursday's practice. Andy Dalton practices in full, so we might see Andy Dalton. DeAndre Swift will play this week. We're getting into the good news now, guys. I'm sorry. We had to bear through all that bad news, but good news. DeAndre Swift will play this week. Mike Evans was activated from the COVID-19 list and returned to practice. Dalvin Cook is practicing and should start this week. Saquon Barkley returned to practice. AJ Brown, he is on track to play this week. He did miss practice yesterday, but they are just saying it's precautionary. Mike Williams was activated from the COVID-19 list. Pat Freiermuth was activated from the COVID-19 list. And Laviska Shenault, Jay, he was activated from the COVID-19 list.
He'll get 3 catches for 47 yards.
That seems ambitious.
Yes, do not start Laviska.
And one that just broke a little bit before we came on, Jerry Jeudy did get placed on the COVID list, so he's out this week.
Also, Dalton is the starter. Dalton was announced the starter for the Bears.
Nagy did it?
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
I'm so sick of this season.
Look
I'm
at this.
I'm
Nagy
so
did it.
tired
Nagy
of it.
did.
He did it. I saw some tweets this morning that was like that was the expectation that Nagy during the press conference was going to name Dalton the starter. I can't believe he did it.
Shoot him into the sun. I hate him.
And it's just the Ravens. They
Take
keep
him
getting
instead
up
of
that
Betty
Chipotle,
White.
You know, They
Please.
keep getting that food poisoning from Chipotle.
Take me instead of Betty
Marcus
White.
Lamar.
I'd give up my life for Betty White.
Fair enough.
Nice. We had some
That's it.
positive news in there as well, Josh. It seems like wasn't just negative today. JR, happy New Year to
Happy New
you
Year,
as
JR.
well. Thank you for tuning in all year. Really appreciate it, my man. Enjoy Wright said Jay Wright is out on vacation, but there is another Jay Wright on the show.
There is.
I see what he did there because he's Joey Wright and we have Justin Wright on the stream.
We almost
there's
had the
two
right
Jay
triplets.
Wrights.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, that would have been bad.
J-Wall has a question for us. Stafford
Easy,
or
J-Wall.
Huntley? It's Stafford for me, not a
Easy
question.
Stafford against
Anyone going Huntley?
Playing Baltimore. You know what? Did anyone see that game last week, Joe Burrow? Terrible.
5
Baltimore
touchdowns.
Matt Stafford, on average, I'm going to start him over Joe Burrow. Just saying.
Yeah. Jay Wall says, with Gibson out, do I start Javonte? So Javonte Williams, Jarrett Patterson, or Ngumba Wale? So we're going to get into at least one of these names in a minute. Josh, where are you going on this one? Javonte. Is anyone not going Javonte here?
I like the last guy's name.
Ngumba Wale?
Ngumba
I
Wale,
think he's a
yeah.
decent
Ngumba
start this
Wale.
week. So we will.
He's playing the Patriots, though. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That might be rough right there.
yeah.
Also, Geek Mill, what's up, Jeff? Happy New Year
What
to
up,
you
Jeff?
as well. And Scott, one more question before we jump into our bracket. Scott says, what do you guys think of the Broncos running backs with basically no receivers left? So we talked about Javonte a little bit. If Cortland Sutton is on the COVID list, Jay, do you upgrade them at all, or do you think this negatively impacts the offense so it's pretty neutral?
I think it's pretty much no difference. They're going to get some more volume, but the defense is going to be able to pay a little more attention to the run. It's not like the passing game has been doing much this season anyways, so I really don't think you move the value for either one of the running backs.
Noah
Yep.
Fant.
Yep,
Noah Fant.
good
Ready
call
to go.
on that.
Also, Happy New Year to you, JL's mom. Thank
Happy
you for
New Year,
coming
JL's
in
mom.
here. Happy New Year. Glad to have you.
JL, respect
Happy New
your
Year,
mother.
JL's mom.
Guys, we are going to jump into our first
nice.
bracket for today. I'm going to put Justin up here at the top. He's going to get the first vote. This first
Should
bracket
we
is
throw
week.
Jarrett Patterson in here somewhere?
Ooh.
It's probably no room for him.
I'll start Jared Patterson over quite a few of these guys at this point. I'll throw him over Keyshawn Vaughn. I'll tell you that much.
You want me to
Let's
replace
do
Keyshawn?
I'm not saying Keyshawn Vaughn does. Get Jameer to
maybe
Jamal Williams.
Jamal
Get rid of
Williams. Yeah, get Jamal Williams.
because
out of
DeAndre Swift.
him outta here.
DeAndre Swift's playing.
Is Jarrett with 2 R's, 2 T's, or 2 R's, 1
It's
T?
one
R,
T,
one
one
T.
RT.
It's
Yeah.
with 14 Ps.
One each. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jarrett Patterson. There we go. We are good to go now.
I like this.
Sweet. So this is running back streamers. This is who you would prefer to play in week 17 in your championship matchup right here. Justin, we're going to come to you first. Our very first matchup, the 1 seed versus the 8 seed, Rashad Penny versus Keyshawn Vaughn. Which of these guys would you prefer to play this week?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be crazy, but Rashad Penny, I don't even think he's really like a streamer. He's probably like a mid-level RB2. He's been
Sir,
on
the name of the
fire.
show is Streamers. Just go with it, please.
No, he does have the reason he qualifies is he's less than prior to the waivers running this week. He was less than 50%
That's
rostered.
And so was
Um,
Rashad Penny.
Rashad Penny was. That was the name I'm talking about. He was at
That's
44.8.
What are you
That's the
guys
last
doing
number I
out
saw.
there?
Yeah,
Um,
I guess it's the playoffs. Less people are making waiver claims. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's what's going on there. So, Justin, you're going with Rashad Penny, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
JL, what about you?
Yeah, it's easy Rashad Penny.
Tim?
Yeah, but I do want to say this is my last first beer of 2021. So cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. Wait, I'm gonna go grab one after I answer.
Who's up next? Josh, you're
it's
next.
me. So he's been the starter the last 3 weeks. He's had 1 disappointing game, 2 blow-up games. He's playing the Lions. Rashad Penny, it's easy.
Okay.
Yep, it's Penny. Keyshawn Allen had 1 long touchdown run, and everybody's flipping out. It's
and
he's a better pass catcher than Rojo, though.
Yeah, it's
They're gonna win by 1 million.
It's a good it's a good matchup. It's a good matchup going up against the Jets, but Rashad Penny also has a great matchup going up against the Lions. It's not like the matchup is the tiebreaker here. It's Rashad Penny. He's the lead back there, and Keyshawn Vaughn is not for me. We had some votes in the chat as well. Scott said, "Where's Darrell Williams?" So I put Derek Gore in there over Darrell Williams. We can replace him with Darrell Williams if you guys would like. Midnight said Vaughn on this one. But I'm sorry,
these guys
Midnight.
were like deeper options. Like I would say Derek Gore belongs here, but I think Darrell Williams actually belongs more than Derek Gore.
Oh, I would take Williams over Gore.
Well, obviously,
Williams
I'm just saying,
might be
like
the one
when
seed.
we're talking about like the Keyshawn Vaughns.
What's Williams' rostership?
I can
It's
find
probably
out
pretty
momentarily.
high, though. Yeah, I bet you it's higher.
That's
than
probably
that.
why he didn't qualify. Probably why he didn't end up on this list. I remember looking at it, and
I don't think he
was-
got cut really after CH came back. Yeah,
Yeah.
68%
Well,
on sleeper.
A lot of
it's a
people
little-
out there were worried that Williams could actually be the more valuable running back, even
Yeah.
with CH there.
Yep. JL, we're going to come to you for this next matchup. Jeff Wilson versus Dare Angumbawale. Which of these guys would you prefer to start in week 17?
See, Dare Agumbawale is playing New England.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Wilson's playing Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah Mitchell might be back. I think I would lean Jeff Wilson here. I still expect Jeff Wilson to get a decent amount of volume this week, even if Elijah Mitchell plays. So
Wow. So you're going with Jeff Wilson even with Elijah Mitchell back?
yeah, it gets really close if Elijah Mitchell
I couldn't
shows
do
up.
that personally. I'm sorry. It's not my turn. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go get your beer. Come on.
Tim, what about
I'll do it after this turn now.
Tim? Are you going Jeff Wilson or Dare Angumbawale?
I'm going on Goombawale. I'm a big fan of that name. I hate the Patriots, and I'm going to will it. So he's gonna blow up against the Patriots, and I am here for it because the Dolphins are going all the way, baby. Dark horse to win the whole thing. Let's go
All the way to the playoffs, maybe?
all the way to the Super Bowl championship title, baby.
Dolphins making a late run, says Tim.
Hey,
Josh,
why
are you
not?
going Jeff Wilson or Dare Angumbawale?
Like I was just, talking about with JL here. If Mitchell's playing, I there's no way in my mind I could start Jeff Wilson. Because it just seems like this year they're just going with one running back. Whoever it is, that guy's getting the majority of work. I'm gonna go Jeff Wilson though, because I think it's more and more likely Elijah Mitchell doesn't play.
Forget everything I just said.
Yeah. You're there, no, it's just why I hate him, but ignore that.
Yeah, it's just I don't want to play Jeff Wilson at all if Elijah Mitchell's there.
That's fair. That's fair. But you're expecting him to be out. Jay, are you going with Jeff
I lean
Wilson
that way.
or Dare
good.
Angumbawale?
I'm going with Angumbawale because I do have a feeling that Mitchell will be back. So
Angumbawale. And Tim, we've got an update for you. Mr. Scamper says still time for a last first cocktail, though, Tim.
Yeah, I like the way you think.
Mr. Scampers.
And Geek
Naughty
Mill
dog.
saying, yes, Tim, yes, they love your beer, Tim. You hit a note right there. Man, this one is close. I tend to be more in line with Josh. If Elijah Mitchell plays, I'm starting Dare Angumbawale, but I don't expect Elijah Mitchell to play. Shanahan has weird talk whenever he talks about players, and even though he said he's optimistic, every other word he said meant he's not playing. He was like, yeah, he's very injured, he can't walk, but I'm optimistic he'll play. So I'm gonna go Jeff Wilson here. And Justin, that brings it down to you. Is this going to be a tie? Send it to the chat, or are you going to be voting for Jeff Wilson right here?
I think Elijah Mitchell plays. He's practiced Wednesday. He's practiced Thursday. He's splitting teams he's splitting reps with the first team again.
Yeah.
So that to me, again, we're all guessing. We don't freaking know, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume he's playing. So because of that, I'm taking Dare.
Woo!
Agumbawale saw 21 touches last
It
week.
is-
He's gonna be a pure volume play.
Yeah,
The
And
Pats
he
have
catches
been
passes.
I was gonna say the Pats have been susceptible to pass catching back. So
Yep.
We've got one vote in the chat for Dare. So right now, Dare's winning. If we don't get any more, Dare will be the winner. A reminder to everybody watching, throw your votes in the chat, because if there is a tie, we will come down to you on how you vote here. And Scott said, I dare you to start Dare. Nice one. While we're waiting for some votes to come in, we did have a
to start
question from
Dare.
Mr. Scampers. Saints DST versus Panthers, or the white hot Cowboys versus the Cardinals. So JL, we'll start with you first. Which of these defenses would you prefer to play? The Saints against the Panthers or the Cowboys versus the Cardinals?
Saints against the Panthers. Darnold
Saints.
was an interception machine.
Justin, what about you?
Saints, yeah. Sam Darnold's, you can just book him for 3 or 4 turnovers.
Jay?
So bad.
I had a similar situation. It was between the Bears versus the Giants or the Cowboys. And it's hard to not play the Cowboys because they've been so hot, but you got to go with the matchup. The Cardinals could wake up and, it could turn into a shootout. So, yeah, I got to go with the Saints as well.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like mostly Saints here right now. Albert voted for Jeff Wilson, making it 1-1, but Maria came in voting for Dare. So Dare is going to win this round and move on to the next round, knocking out Jeff Wilson. We had a question from Craig in here. He said, are y'all taking Amon-Ra over Singletary even with Swift back? So we had talked about Amon-Ra over Singletary yesterday. I am still starting Amon-Ra over Devin Singletary. Tim, what about you?
Yeah, I like Amon-Ra. I mean, he's talented, and I just don't. I'm never going to trust Singletary, especially since he burned me on one of those questions earlier this week. So yeah, I'll take Amon-Ra.
Justin, what about you?
Yeah, I'm still taking Amon-Ra St. Brown. He goes from like a high level like wide receiver 2 to like top 20 still. I mean, it bumps him, but not that far.
Yeah. Anyone here taking Swift instead, or taking Singletary instead with Swift back? Nope. Sounds like we are moving on to our next round. Then our next matchup is Boston Scott versus Derek Gore. And Tim, we are starting with you on this one. Which of these 2 players are you taking?
So I think Derek Gore's spirit animal is Frank Gore. So I'm taking him. I don't care what you guys think.
Rock solid.
Frank Gore coming through. Derek Gore. Josh, are you going with Tim and taking Derek Gore, or are you taking Boston Scott here?
I'm going to take Boston Scott. It doesn't look Jordan Howard, his stinger. I don't think he's going to end up playing. Miles Sanders has already been announced out. Kind of leaves Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell, but Boston Scott's going to get a lot of carries. I'll go Boston Scott. 1
vote for Boston Scott. Also, welcome in Swampy said who dat? And then, yeah, at the beginning, R.I.P. Betty White. We talked about it a bit.
You missed the shout out earlier, Swamp. I forget what it was, but it happened.
Jay, where are you going? Boston Scott or Derek Gore?
Ditto everything Josh said. Boston Scott.
Ditto everything Josh said. Ditto everything Jay said that he did from Josh. 3 votes for Boston Scott. Justin, are you going Boston Scott or Derek Gore?
Ditto everything Simon said.
That Jay said, that Josh said.
JL, what about you?
I didn't listen to any of you, but I'm going to go Boston Scott.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Boston Scott, 5-1. Boston Scott moves on. Derek Gore did not make it through to the next round. Our next matchup, though, is Jarrett Patterson versus Rex Burkhead. Craig's voting for Boston Market. Where you can go get some meat over at Boston Market. And Dame voting for Scott as well on this one. Dame overboard.
He's voting for Scott.
Josh, you've got the first vote on this one. Jarrett Patterson versus Rex Burkhead. Where are you going here?
Yeah, so I'm going to just assume that Antonio Gibson's out, which it looks more and more likely like he will be. Rex Burkhead's playing the San Francisco 49ers. Jarrett Patterson's playing the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles' defense is easier to run against. I think they could easily both get the same amount of carries. And all in all, I just actually trust the Washington football team's offense more than the Texans. So I'm going to go Jarrett Patterson.
1 vote for Jarrett Patterson from Josh. Jay, what about you?
Ditto what Josh said.
Another vote for Jarrett Patterson. Ditto what Josh said.
Steal it on my line. So,
man, this one's tough, but I think I'm actually gonna go Burkhead here. It is very close with the addition of Jarrett Patterson. I've just seen it more whenever he's the lead guy, so I'm gonna go with Burkhead. But that's not me saying Patterson's not startable this week. I do think you can start Patterson. So ditto what Jay said, but Rex head. That's
Rex head.
Sir.
Yeah,
Rex head.
Rex head a little bit higher. Justin, what about you? Are you going Rex head or Patterson?
I'm taking Patterson. Last week just felt like a perfect storm. The Chargers, a lot like they force you to beat them with the pass. They were run on. It was a weird game script. The Texans could actually commit to the run. I just don't think that's going to happen again. I don't really even expect Burkhead to really get over 10 points probably. So I'll take Patterson.
JL, what about you? We got 3 Pattersons, 1 Burkhead.
I'll go Burkhead here.
Yeah.
Against San Francisco, it's middle of the pack, run defense. Jarrett Patterson, I feel like when he's had the volume, it just hasn't really done much with it. So I'm gonna go Burkhead.
And this might go to the chat. I see some votes in there already. We've got 5 votes in the chat. It's currently leaning Burkhead's way, but 2 votes for Patterson, bringing it close. Tim, are you going Burkhead or Patterson?
We have 5 votes in the chat. I was going to go Patterson, but I'd like the chat to decide it. So go Burkhead.
Burkhead. Tim is a man of the people. So right now we have 3 votes for Burkhead. Midnight saying Burkhead. Albert saying Burkhead. And Mr. Scamper saying Rex Head. And then Dame in here with Pity Pat and Swamp with Patterson and J-Wall with Patterson as well. It is now tied 3-3. If we do not get another vote in here, the tie is going to go to the guest, which is Justin. So it will be Jarrett Patterson. We'll give it 5, 4.
Patty just told
3,
me she's voting for Patty.
2, 1. Patterson is moving on to the next round, a first round upset over the number 2 seed there.
Perfect situation for me. I wanted Patterson to go on anyway.
It worked out. You got to be a man of the people and move Patterson on to the next round right there. Oh, and there were 2 more. 14 personnel.
I threw it in. We're good.
Make sure you like that video, Justin.
I already did. I got it.
And are we counting this vote? This vote came in a little bit late, but are we counting it? I think it's
Patterson.
I think we already decided Patterson moving on that one. But Jay, we're coming to you with the first vote here. Rashad Penny versus Dare Ngumbawale in the second round.
I was about to say we already talked about these guys.
I think Ngumbawale is a fine flex start, especially the expected volume and the Patriots being susceptible to pass catching backs. But I mean, Rashad Penny's a borderline RB1 with the matchup and the volume. I think he's a high end RB2. It's Penny, and it's not even close.
Yeah, it's Penny for me as well. I wouldn't put him in the RB1 category yet. I think he's
a solid
borderline.
So yeah, borderline.
I think he's that's still in there.
Jay said
I think he's. I
heard elite start out of Jay there.
I heard must start, have to.
Well, I'm going against him, so I'm trying to jinx him. So I'm going against him in my home league championship. So
I think he's a solid RB2, and Dare's not quite there, so I'll go Rashad Penny as well. Justin, what about you? Rashad Penny or Dare Ngumbawale?
I'm taking Rashad Penny. I have waited 4 years for him to be healthy. I am going to just play him every opportunity I get until he inevitably gets hurt again. So he's healthy. I'm using him. You got to play
and JL.
Looks like the chat
right
is
there with
agreeing
you,
with us. The jail, your favorite player, the guy that you went all in on in Dynasty, Rashad Penny or Dare Ngumbawale?
It's finally time, and I didn't make it. I didn't make it to the championship in the league I have him in, so it does not matter. I'm sure he won't have any value going into next season. It's Rashad Penny for me.
He's
Rashad
actually,
Penny. So
his contract's up, I believe, after the season.
Yeah, I don't think they picked up his 5th-year option.
Oh, I
wonder why.
Too, with
it would be really dumb
coming into this year. But yeah, I think so. I think he's a free agent. I could see him being back with the Seahawks still, though.
Yeah,
he's going to land in like Atlanta. And it's going to be so gross.
It's
with
it could be worse. It could be worse. At least we know he'd be the starter in Atlanta.
See him go to Miami.
We said that about Mike Davis.
I could see Miami.
Not all of us said that about Mike Davis. I just want that to be very clear.
You're right. I also said that there was a very real chance Wayne Gallman might be the full-time starter in Atlanta. So that's where
Justin and I were both Mike Davis haters going into the season.
That was my whole Twitter personality for like 6 months.
I was worried about
it still
Wayne
is.
Gallman myself.
I hate that.
I was right there with you.
Josh, are you on the
Wayne
Rashad Penny or Dare Ngumbawale?
How did we go? How did we go?
It's
Did Tim not go?
Skipping over me.
Okay, Tim.
Well, it's Rashad Penny.
It is Dare all day.
Oh, because they're playing the Patriots.
The Patriots are going to get up big, and then they're just going to get second team defense in there. So it's going to be easy.
And Dare gets a ton of catches. I could see it.
Swamp or Tim, there's a question for you directly from Swamp. Tim, PPR start Tua or Lance? So we answered this yesterday.
It's
Tim, they're close enough.
No,
yeah,
that's going to be Tua.
I was on the Tua side as well, Tim.
I'm definitely Lance.
Yeah, I think everyone else was on the Lance side. Justin, what about you?
No, I'm with Tua.
Also, Scott in here saying, vote for me. He wants everyone to vote for Boston Scott in this one. And I've got the first vote here. And you know what, Scott? I'm going to do exactly what you asked here. I'm going to vote for Boston Scott.
By the way, on the last matchup, I put in a poll, 9 votes, all for Rashad Penny. 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
Rashad Penny.
Come on.
Oh, we're fancy now. We've got a vote in the chat. It doesn't have to be.
There's one for this one too.
Oh my gosh! Look how fancy we are now. Justin, are you going Boston Scott or Jarrett Patterson?
I'm gonna take Boston Scott. This just comes down to we've seen him do it before. And the matchup is fine. I don't see any reason to trust Jarrett Patterson in that situation. Then.
Yep, I'm with you. JL, what about you? Boston Scott or Jarrett Patterson?
It is definitely Boston Scott on this one.
Definitely Boston Scott.
Definitely Boston Scott. That's JL guarantee. Boston Scott.
So happy New Year's, Mom. Thanks for jumping in.
Happy New Year's, sons, Mom.
I don't love that guarantee. You're guaranteeing an Eagles running back right now?
I have no integrity, Josh. It does not matter.
I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I would be terrified.
Tim, what about you? Are you going Boston Scott or Jarrett Patterson?
Let's just give it to the 7th seed.
We'll vote for the 7th seed. Josh, what about you?
I'm close to going Patterson here, but I'll go Boston Scott. It's the smarter, safer decision.
Scott is moving on, but Jay, where is your vote going?
Well, since Scott would be my answer, I'm going to vote against him because I hate Boston. So let's go with the
city.
Yes.
What?
Just say you hate Scott at this point. Yeah.
No, I love Scott. Scott's great.
Yeah.
10
sure.
votes.
Scott's great.
90% Boston Scott.
90%
from the chat.
Boston Scott, and Scott in the chat saying you can't trust Patterson, but you can trust
It's
Scott.
unbiased Scott right there.
You can't trust Scott.
Guys,
Like, more than
against
Patterson.
Scott.
More than Patterson.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Boston Scott and Rashad Penny here. All right.
in the championship matchup, Boston Scott versus Rashad Penny. And Justin, we are starting with you on this one. Where does your vote go?
I'm going back with Rashad Penny. It's the matchup. He's actually healthy. He's actually talented. I think at this point, I think we can say that. So
I love how you throw "I think" in there.
you have to say it because
I'm down a little bit.
who the hell knows? But you got to go with Rashad Penny, especially against Detroit.
I just love that we have Boston Scott in the chat. Scott says, "I'm from Boston." Why do you hate where I'm from?
Scott, I'm a Yankees fan, so I
You're
have
full
to
of
say
shit,
that.
Scott.
He said, "Come on, Jay, LOL." That's pretty funny if you are in fact a Boston Scott in the chat.
One of the many.
One vote for Rashad Penny from
he's
Justin.
literally the only Scott in Boston.
Only Scott in Boston. JL, are you going with Rashad Penny, your man, your number one running back in Dynasty?
Love
or are
of my
you going
life.
with Boston Scott?
The love
The
of
guy
my
that you're
life, Rashad Penny.
guaranteed. You're guaranteed success
thought
this
I
week,
was.
Boston Scott, or your number one running back, Rashad Penny.
I guarantee Rashad Penny will outscore Boston Scott this week.
Wow. So there's layers to this.
There's
guarantee
so
of
many
Penny
layers.
over Scott, and then
I am so
Scott
complicated.
over Patterson. So
Yeah,
like,
this
there's
Scott's
layers
a
to
middle
this.
layer. This guy is a middle layer.
This is my
Boston Scott a
favorite
middle layer.
because I feel like you're usually the one who gives up the least guarantees. And today you are just guaranteeing everything. It's a
100%
JL guarantee on New Year's Eve.
Honestly,
Year's-
this is making me feel more confident in both Scott and Penny for some reason. I don't know.
Tim, where are you
working.
going here? Penny or Scott?
I mean, Scott in the chat, you're bringing up some real good points. So you got it.
Josh, what about you? Penny or Scott?
It's Penny. It's Penny.
Jay?
Penny. It's
Penny, and it is Penny for me as well. Penny is going to be the winner, the 1 seed taking it home today. I feel like it's been a little while since we had the 1 seed actually win.
The
But
chat
Rashad
agrees,
Penny
Penny.
wins.
I'm the only
80%
person that voted
and
against him.
votes.
Midnight saying, "Ugh, Yankees fan."
I get that a lot.
I concur.
But you're a Yankees fan, Jay?
Yankees and Duke.
Yes,
You're like
bro.
all of the villain
Ew.
teams.
Hey,
No,
I have
Duke is a
very
good call.
I have very good reasons.
He
for
literally
both
has
of
the
those.
Infinity Gauntlet on his shelf.
Yeah.
That's right.
Guys, our next bracket is an NFL nicknames battle royale. So it is the nicknames going up against each other. So a Jaguar, it'll be an actual Jaguar. A Cowboy, we're going to have some Cowboys running around.
Yeehaw!
I'm an expert. I'm from Texas. And by from, I mean I've lived here 2 years. So I am an expert
Grew
on
up
all
there.
things Cowboy. I grew up. You know what? I did grow up a lot in the past 2 years, Justin. Thank you for noticing. So I did grow up in Texas. Guys, so these guys are going head to head in a fight. We have to decide who the winner is. Scott wants to know, what do I get for runner-up? The joy of almost winning is what you get.
I think we can let's give a round of applause, everybody.
A wink
A
from
round of
Josh.
applause.
And something about Boston.
no.
I'm clipping that for my personal collection.
Okay, we have a question from Albert before we jump into this. Albert says, I need a flex. Swift, Edmonds, or Cooks half PPR? Yeesh.
Swift.
I got an answer. No.
Okay.
Well, if James Conner's out, I actually lean Chase Edmonds over Swift. but I
That's
would go
fair.
Swift if James Conner's in there.
I can see the argument, but I couldn't start Edmonds over Swift.
Yeah, I'll go Swift regardless.
Without
But
James Conner?
I see what you're saying, Josh. But I'll go Swift regardless.
Okay.
Anyone else on the Edmonds side of this one?
No, it's not a bad call by any means, but just
I think it's close. Yeah. JL, what about you?
Go Brandon Cooks.
Josh, what is that face that you're making?
I wish there was an easy order bet to make because I'm like pretty confident about this.
We can
So
go
let's-
Swift versus Edmonds if Connor is out.
If Connor's out, let's do it.
We'll put a contingency
Okay,
on
if
it.
Swift starting, Connor's out, Swift versus Edmonds. Let's do a gentleman's bet.
Let's do it.
You, me, and Jay.
Yeah, I'm
It
in on
seems
it.
like we're the most confident.
Loser has
it's
to
me
fight a
versus
Jaguar.
You two, unless someone else wants in on this.
No.
No, we're in.
Not even a little bit.
Also, Mr. Scamper's in here saying Jaguars mauling an actual football team is an
Oh my
interesting
God.
visual.
If you,
That was
only knew, Mr.
This-
James.
I don't know how it got started. I think it was like office hours or something. We started talking about this, and
Somebody
I swear,
asked it-
for
asked
like
the
4
question, I
hours
think.
yesterday. We were all arguing in our team.
4
Slack.
hours.
Yes, for a good portion of the morning, we were
Who has
arguing
that
about
much
who would
time?
win, an actual Jaguar or the Patriots defense.
Yeah. So we will get into that. We have some we've been doing our studying on that one right there. And Maria's saying the Titans mascot is a raccoon. How did I never know this?
None of
What
us
you
did.
brought up there, Maria, is the exact reason we changed the name from Mascot Battle Royale to Nickname Battle Royale. We will do a Mascot Battle Royale in the future, though, where the actual mascots go up against each other.
Why
guys,
bother?
we're-
Sir Purr's going to win. So
Yeah, Sir Purr will take it all
He's
out.
a
Guys, we're
Panther
going to go
and a
ahead and
Dude, Staley the Bear would kick the crap out of Sir Purr. I just want that on
Staley
record.
the bear.
if we're
His name?
getting college mascots involved, I'm pretty
not.
sure the Clemson Tiger is a demon, a spawn from hell, and
Oh my
morphed
God, its
with a
eyes.
bug. It is terrifying and
With a
definitely
bug.
has mystical powers.
One of its there's 2 mascots at Clemson, like 2 mascot costumes. One of them is normal looking. The other one is like looks like a feral cat. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to jump into our first matchup. Justin, it is the Titans versus the Colts. The mascots are going to fight. Who would win in a fight, a Titan or a Colt?
So I'm gonna just because I think it's too easy if we just use like a Titan. So I'm gonna use their mascot, and I think a Colt would kick the crap out of a raccoon. Give me a Colt,
Like
all day
literally.
long. Yeah,
Literally.
Just don't stand behind it.
Guys, and
Or
with this
underneath it, or
bracket,
I think
front
it
of
could
it.
still trample you. Like
Right? Yeah, you do the feet. Yeah, it's done.
Step to the side. You're good.
You know what I'm saying?
Hop
They're
on
quick,
top.
though.
Ride it away.
Listen, okay. Go ahead.
there are no rules with this bracket, so if you want to do whatever you want, you can break the rules. JL, are you going Titans or Colts here?
So Titans, I'm just gonna go based off of Attack on Titan, which are just massive, ugly
Oh.
humans, and say that they destroy horses constantly in that show.
There's
so.
a couple horses that get eaten for sure.
Yeah, I feel like more than a couple. There's like it is
They
like
get stomped on. Like,
Yeah, they
there's
just
a
get
lot of
wrecked the whole
horses
time,
and
so
Titans, and the
it's
horses
Titans.
don't usually come out on top.
We got some votes in the chat already. Scott saying Colts. Mr. Scamper saying Titans should have been excluded. Marie saying I'll vote Titan. K Cam with Colts, and Geek Mill saying if these teams merged, would you get a Centaur?
That's
Oh my
good
God.
point.
A
Probably just
team
get a
mascot
split horse.
merged bracket.
Half
That's
raccoon,
That's a good
half
idea.
Colt.
We need to save that.
Tim, are you going with Titans or Colts here?
So if we're going the Greek Titans, I'm pretty sure they're all imprisoned by Zeus right now, so they can't really do anything. So
Yeah,
the Colt's
that's
going to
true.
walk up,
That's true.
take
That's
a
next
piss on
level.
the jail, and then just ride into the sunset. So Colts.
One vote for Colts. Josh, where are you going here?
So here's the thing. Me and my roommate, we've talked about this discussion. Like, could I take down a horse? And he doesn't. think so. I think I stand a chance. You know.
Do you have a weapon?
He's saying there's no way in hell. I'm saying I think there's a chance. You know.
What's going to be your strategy, Josh? Just punch it in the head.
No, I'm gonna grab its neck, wrap around, get on top of it, and just choke it out.
How strong do you
tiny
think
little
you are?
arms.
I'm very strong. I'm at least as strong as a Titan. So I gotta go with the Titan here.
At
to be honest
least
with you
as
guys.
strong.
I'm just impressed that this has already come up in
Josh,
conversation. Like,
Josh took
this
this
isn't-
question as he saw Titans up there and he said, okay, so that's me
That's-
versus
yeah.
the horse.
Yeah.
I
And
love the
I can
visual
take down
of
a
you're
horse.
just sitting next to Tommy or Kevin. You're
It's
just like-
Kevin. Kevin.
and one of you is just turns to the other and is like,
Probably a
"You
horse.
think I could take down a horse?"
Yeah.
I wish Kevin was in
Yeah.
here because I
Yeah.
know he would chime in. You know, it's a pretty common. It's a conversation we've had for like a year and a half now, maybe 2 years.
A year and a half. Oh my!
I'm serious.
Jay, where are you going here? Titans or Colts?
So for Titans, I automatically think of the T.C. Williams Titans from the movie Remember the Titans. And of course, you're going to go with Ronnie Sunshine Bass. And I can just see him being a horse whisperer. He just gets down, just looks it straight in the eyes, walks over and goes,
Is that what you think horse whisperers do?
Yes,
they do.
They whispered to horses.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
The horses kick
And
the
then
shit
just
out of him.
stab him in the neck and it's over.
Oh, they get weapons?
All right.
Yeah.
So was that a Titan, Jay?
Yes, that's for Titans.
Yeah.
No, it's
And
for
Tim,
Colts, yeah.
Tim, I'm assuming if this battle is taking place that they've worked the arrangements to get one of the Titans out of jail to fight the horse.
That's irresponsible.
So I'm going to go with Titans as well here. And Titans are going to move on to the next round.
By
Did
the
the
way,
chat agree with that?
12 votes, 67% Titans.
Woohoo! Also, Scott said very enlightening conversation between Josh and his roommate. We found out a lot about
we did.
Josh
Very
there.
good point, Scott.
Yes, we
2
did.
years of debate.
Guys, the next matchup, the long-awaited Washington football team. So a football team versus a Jaguar. JL, you have the first vote here. Which mascot,
here we go.
or which nickname would win?
Yep.
A football team or a Jaguar?
And so this is perfect because yesterday I did an extensive amount of research onto Jaguars. I believe Simon figured out they can run 50 miles an hour.
Yes.
They're one of the most deadly creatures, king of the jungle. They would kill a tiger, stronger bite than the tiger. It's Jaguars. There's no chance a football team would ever beat a Jaguar.
JL voting for Jaguars here. 1 vote for Jaguars. Tim, are you with JL or are you on the football team side of this debate?
Well, I believe that Jaguars have some pretty impressive stats. They tend to stay on average around 186 pounds. So you're looking at a wide receiver that is, pound for pound the same. So, right. So if you're telling me that a Jaguar has to go against 5 300+ pound offensive linemen, the football team is not gonna. They're gonna take some damage for sure. This Jaguar's back into the corner. He's gonna do what it needs. But I'm sorry, but the football team just if they're at least as strong as Josh, they're going to be able to wrap around the neck.
A bunch of Titans.
It's got to be a full 11, 2,700 pounds of mass against 180 pounds. That's just what it is.
Tim going with the football team. Thomas said, are we talking 53 football players in Pats? Because then it's the football team. I guess you could consider it 53. I was considering just the defense. But Josh, where are you going here? Football team or Jaguars? I hope Josh is frozen. That's a creepy face to be frozen.
Let me screenshot that real quick. Okay, we got that saved. Good. There it is.
I don't enjoy that even a little.
I don't enjoy that.
Yeah, I got a good one. There we go. We got that one saved. There we go. We'll add this back on there. Jay, where are you going? Football team or Jaguars?
You guys already know where I'm going. And you give me 11 men at the peak of physical fitness other than the linemen. Some of them, got a little belly like me. But you were talking about, I said they're in football gear. Their pants won't help them. Their jerseys won't help them. Well, obviously, but they got a helmet on. They can use it as a weapon. They don't have to worry. It's going to absorb some of the damage. They're going to lose a few people, probably more than half. But I think by the end of things, there will be one man standing. Give me the football team.
I learned in the Holocene era, Jaguars used to be twice as big as they are now. Humans have made them smaller because they have to eat smaller items. And twice this, like 2 times Jaguar is terrifying.
But we're not in the Holocene era, are we?
We could be. You never know.
Okay. Well,
Cannot confirm or deny.
That is a good point.
I'm not a doctor.
It's all simulation.
So Jay voting for the Washington football team incorrectly because Jay, I agree there will be one thing standing at the end, but it will be a giant cat, not a football player. You're talking about the helmet, like their head's important to protect, but if they're incapacitated with their legs, that Jaguar is going to go ham on those legs. You think they're just going to be running around after that?
Those yoga pants will protect them.
22 legs.
While he's eating one guy, then 2 or 3 of them just come and just drill him with the helmet.
This has got to eat him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Swipe them and leave them.
incapacitate.
Move on to the next one.
Derrick Henry would have a chance against a Jaguar. You give me
50
10
miles
other
an
people.
hour.
No
50
way.
miles an hour. You
Thank
think
you,
Derrick Henry
Tim.
can run 50 miles an hour? No,
The,
sir.
the output of force is going
He
to be
would
about the same.
stiff arm the
Come
Jaguar.
on, Matt.
Yeah. You Chris Conti him.
It's 2-2 right now. Justin, where are you going on this one?
So I think about it like the hypothetical. It's like how many 5th graders could you beat up before they overtake you? Like that's basically what this is. Like that is the equivalent, but with higher stakes. And I just think 11 is I feel like enough of a number to that Jaguar screwed. Like that is the hypothetical. That's where I go. but
Although-
it's over. Yeah, they'll lose probably 5-6 people for sure.
Right,
Gonna
more than
die.
half, at least half.
For sure dead, but they got enough helmets. You don't use it for CTE, you use it as a weapon. You're golden.
Jaguars can bite through turtle shells. Just saying.
Scott said, "Jail, impressive research." Yeah,
Thank you.
You're a turtle shell.
Does anyone know what's stronger, a turtle shell or a helmet?
I think
Probably a
turtle
turtle shell.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's-
Jaguars getting through there, guys. We're gonna have to speed up through these last couple or through this
By
bracket.
the way,
We're running low on.
the chat thinks it's Jaguar. By an
Okay,
impressive amount.
thank you,
That's wrong.
chat. Chat is right.
Well,
Chat's never
With,
wrong.
JL,
Chat's
maybe if
never
you
wrong.
pronounced it correctly, I would have voted with you. But
Jaguar.
Tim,
There, are you happy, Tim?
Tim, you've got the first vote on this one. It is the Buccaneers versus the Lions. Where are you going here?
so this is an interesting one. I'm picturing the Buccaneer is very drunk, but I'm also picturing a really, really lazy lion. That's Sunday. So I'm gonna take. I'm hoping that the Buccaneer has like a bandolier of pistols as they usually do, because they don't just reload their pistols. They have like 6 or 7 that are just like bop, bop, bop. I'm hoping he hits 1 or 2 of those shots and then the Buccaneer moves on. If he doesn't, he's screwed. But
One vote for the drunk Buccaneer from Tim. Jay, are you going with the Buccaneer or the Lion?
I'm gonna go with the Buccaneer. I'm not gonna explain it, so we got some time to go through. So
Well, and I'm going with the Lion. I'm with Tim. If he misses one of those shots, I think the Lion just needs one opening, and that Buccaneer is screwed. But if he does hit the shot, so my money's on him missing and that Lion getting one good throat attack. A pirate hat will not protect you from a Lion. So my vote is for the Lion. Justin, where are you going here? Buccaneer or Lion?
Buccaneer. I mean, if they have a gun and it's not like a sword, then it's over. Yeah, you can't beat that.
3-1 for the Buccaneer. JL?
It is the Lions for me. I think the Lion will just stalk the Buccaneer. Buccaneer will never see it coming.
JL's big on the
3-2.
cat.
who's
Big
got a
cats.
lion on a boat?
Big cat guys over here. We like big cat, big cat guys, not just regular cats. It's only big cats. Before we move on to our next matchup, Jeezy has a question for us. Would it be crazy to start Trey Lance over Brady?
I wouldn't
I'm
do
not doing it, but I don't think it's crazy.
No,
Would
they're both
anyone
top
here?
10.
Would anyone here do that? Would anyone?
I
here start
think
Trey
if
Lance?
Evans and Brown are both out, then I would do it. But that would be the only scenario. If he gets one of those guys, then I still got to go Brady.
And Thomas said not if Antonio Brown and Mike Evans are out. So right along with you, Justin. What do you think here?
Yeah, if they're both out, then yeah, I'd probably play Lance. But otherwise, Brady is going to absolutely shred.
He
Yeah,
demolishes the
It's
Jets.
gonna be gross.
Jay, we're on to our next matchup: the Bears versus the Raiders. Where are you going here, Mr. Skipper's a peg leg dead pirate?
What's a pirate?
Pirate. It's a very private pirate. Jay, are you going with the Bears or the Raiders?
I'm going with the Raiders simply because Justin's a Bears fan.
Hell.
Do Raiders have guns or do Raiders just have swords?
I'm not entirely sure what they are.
They're pirates. They're
Because,
basically like pirates.
You know what?
They're just
I saw Leonardo DiCaprio take a bear down, and I have to imagine a Raider is tougher than Leonardo DiCaprio, so I'm gonna go with the Raiders over the Bears.
I would
as well.
not make that assumption.
Justin, are you going?
I mean, if
Jail says that is the last time someone underestimates Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio's
Yeah,
toughness.
excuse me, sir.
Justin, are you going with the Bear or the Raider?
I'm going with the bear. If it's a grizzly bear, those things are
Ooh,
like
the
a
Bears fan taking the
full-grown
Bears.
grizzly
What a
bear.
surprise.
It's gonna murder a raider. Yeah. It's basically a watered down Buccaneer. No thanks.
Wait, wouldn't the Buccaneer be the watered down Raider?
Wait, so it's like a merman
because it's
situation?
on water.
What is a
I'm
Raider?
not
Someone
saying
tell
they're
us.
like I'm not saying it's a mermaid. Like, what do you?
Also, Geek in here saying, cover your pirates, people. Yeah, please do cover your pirates. Make that a priority in 2021. A priority to cover your pirates. And Geek Mill voting for the Bear here.
Smart man.
JL, we've got 3 votes in. Where are you going, Bears or Raiders?
Oh, it's bear. It's bear.
JL, big animal guy, not a big fan of humans.
I
Tim,
think we overestimate what we can do.
Raider
You're just-
means one that raids. So there you go.
so
Okay.
Tim, are you taking the one that raids or are
Well-
you taking a bear?
I was gonna say until I heard that definition, I wasn't totally sure what a raider was. It's bears.
Ooh,
Can you
a
give me
raider
that?
is a soldier specifically trained for close range fighting.
Okay.
So are bears.
Bear is a
Yeah, I was
bear.
gonna say, that is literally that's the first thing I think of when I bear.
Okay, guys, our next matchup, the Vikings
78% of the
versus
chat
the
thought it was Bears.
Ravens on this one. The Bears moved on. And
This is an interesting matchup.
it is. Ravens are very smart, but I feel like Vikings, like I feel like I could picture a Viking with like a raven on their shoulder. You know what I
They're
mean?
wise.
Like I feel like they would like bring the Ravens to their side and then just destroy other people in this bracket. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings here, but shout out to the Ravens. I think this is a rough first round matchup for you. Justin, are you going with the Vikings or the Ravens?
Oh, the Vikings. I mean, they domesticated ravens. They literally own ravens. So Viking over Raven, easy.
The battle ends with the Raven admitting defeat. He says it out loud.
He's
JL,
like, damn, you're right.
this is
You
better.
got a lot of good points, man.
Ravens are
Very
in the chat.
persuasive.
Are you going
I-
Vikings or Ravens?
I'm not thoroughly convinced that Ravens are even real, and that they're not just crows dressed up. So I'm gonna go with Vikings. Might be a big animal guy, not a big bird guy.
Also in here, I got some people correcting me. No, Simon, that's Odin. Odin has the Raven, and then Craig saying the
Great
Raven on the shoulder
Odin's
of the
Raven.
Viking is controlling the Viking from
Yeah.
Craig. So Tim, where are you going? Vikings or Ravens?
So I'm just gonna go with Ravens because I think it's silly. But the Odin thing is interesting. I think he would send his Ravens off as key messengers and wisdom people, and I think they might have helped convince him to lose an eye for more wisdom. So if they can convince Odin to lose an eye, I think they maybe try a leg next time, try an arm, and then by the end of the day, Odin's
long game.
He's got so it's a very long game, very long fight.
If you
That's
played
fair.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you literally own a raven. It's in the game.
They're
That's
partners.
historically
They're
accurate.
partners.
Jay, where are you going on this one?
So, fun fact: a flock of ravens is called an unkindness. So, just thought you guys would
They're
like to
just
know
getting
that.
ridiculous now.
Yeah. So, no, it's the truth. It's on the internet, and the internet never lies. So, but I am going with a Viking. There's no question.
Vikings move on. We've got our next round matchup, the Bengals versus the Cowboys. And Justin, you've got the first vote here. A Bengal Tiger versus a Cowboy. Who's going to win?
Well, my entire life, Cowboys have been a joke. So the Bengals, it is. That's I'm going off of it.
One vote for the
One good
Bengals.
Cowboy versus like 24 years
Please
of
stop
ineptitude.
clapping, sir.
JL, are you going with the Bengals or the Cowboys?
Oh, you know where I'm going. Big cats all day.
Big Cats all day. Tim, is it the Big Cat or is it the Cowboy?
Ah, gosh, I don't like either of these teams, but I will go with the Big Cat. Gone Toters, baby.
Gone
Toters.
Toters. Jay, are you going with the Tiger, the Bengal, or the Cowboy?
Yeah, I hate the Cowboys, so go Bengals.
And I just think a Tiger would, like, a Cowboy would be so confused if a Tiger showed up. Like, you tell me they're gonna take care of it. And I'm not sure one shot would kill a Tiger.
Yeah, yeehaw and a giddy up isn't going to help much.
Bengals moving
Story of my
on.
life.
JL, you've got the first vote here. It's another big cat versus another human. You've got the Patriots versus the Panthers. Who is going to win this one, a Patriot or a Panther?
Out of all the big cats, the Panthers scared the absolute shit out of me the most. It's the Panthers. Patriot? Are you
Panthers.
kidding me? No way.
Tim, Patriot or a Panther?
So, jail to that end, I am not scared of any big cat because I'm never gonna see one. Like, not in my life. I would run into a Patriot.
they
I'm
see
scared of
you.
them.
They
Oh,
see you.
good.
You
Yeah.
might not see them.
Yeah, there's none back there, but still, Panther. They're terrifying. They're so cool.
Jay, what about you?
So when you say the Patriot, I immediately think of Mel Gibson. So it's basically Mel Gibson versus
Oh,
a
God.
Panther for me.
Man, a
And
psychopath.
yeah,
That's terrifying.
I think he would put up a better fight than a normal person, but the Panther would eventually get the best of him.
I'm also going to vote for Panthers. But Tim, whenever you said that, it made me realize I was out in Colorado visiting a friend and we were going hiking behind his house. And his neighbor, as we were walking away, said, "Watch out for mountain lions. We saw one the other day." And like, it just kind of shattered my
Yep.
reality that there's people that really live in a world where
Yeah.
regularly they have to look out for mountain lions. Like, I've never once had that worry. But it's a Panther here. Justin, are you going with Patriot or Panther?
Look, I love America, man, but the Panthers are like one of the most dangerous cats in the world. Also, most cats are like some species of panther. So I feel like that just gives them a good reason to win. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense at all.
Not much.
No, right? But
Yeah.
Me and Craig, we're on the same page.
But the Panther moves on in this round. In our next matchup, the last first round matchup, we've got the Broncos versus the Giants. Tim, you've got the first vote here. Who's going to win, a Bronco or a Giant?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a giant.
Jay, what do you think here?
Yeah, it's gonna be giant, no question.
Yeah, it's going to be a Giant. I guess the weakness is they're slow, but I don't think it matters when the opponent is a horse. So I'm going to vote Giant as well. Justin, are you going with the Bronco or a Giant?
The Giant, I mean, yeah, it's a Giant. The Broncos don't have like hands. What are they going to do? And you step on his toes? It's not.
One of his toes and just the corner
Just
of it.
one. Just his pinky toe.
JL, you going Broncos or Giants?
This feels like Titans and Colts all over again. Just like different words.
Yeah.
It's Giants.
Giants move on to the next round. We've got our
That's
first.
the first time I've heard that in a long time.
We've got our first second round matchup. And JL, you've got the first, or who has the first vote here? You just voted last, which means Tim voted first, which means Jay has the first vote. Jay, is it the Titans or the Washington football team? So a football team or a Titan?
So football team lost at least half their guys, if not more. They're all beat up from the Jaguars. So I think the Titans will be able to take them out.
Titans moving with one vote, not moving on yet. But I'm also
Greg
voting
brings
the
up a
Titans.
great point here. Horses kill people each year. Don't estimate the Bronco. How many people do Giants kill each year?
Oh, could have also been the Ford Bronco, which
Oh, that's true. And
That would stand a chance against the Giant, maybe,
Yeah.
until one fist came down.
if
and
we believe
smashed it
everything
in.
we see in commercials, then yeah, for sure.
yeah.
It could definitely haul a Giant.
I think if it was an
Oh, yeah.
OG Ford Bronco, it could do it, but the new one wouldn't be able to get it done.
OG or OJ?
OJ. Yeah, there it is. I was waiting for it.
Nice.
Like a glove.
Justin, are you voting for the Titans or the Washington football team?
So I'm still under the assumption the Titans were just our raccoons because that's their mascot. So I'm going Washington football team.
JL, where do you go on this one?
It's got to be Titans.
3 votes for the Titans. They're going to be moving on, but Tim, where does your vote go?
I was going to say, fun fact, ancient Greece, the Mount Olympic football team was called the Washington football team. I'm making it up, but that's a fact. So that football team, your quarterback is Zeus throwing lightning bolts down. They beat the Titans once. They'll do it again.
But
I have no idea what Tim just said.
after that amazing speech, Tim, maybe if you had gone first, you would have
I
been
know,
able
it
to
was
get
just
them through.
Unfortunate.
But we could not. The next matchup, the Buccaneers versus the Bears, and I've got the first vote on this one.
Battlestar Galactica.
Man, Buccaneers, Bears, and Battlestar Galactica. This one is tough. I'm going to give, if I pick the Raider over the Bear, am I saying that, you know what? I'm going with the Buccaneer. The Buccaneer will take out the Bear in this one. I think a Bear is less tough than a Lion, and that's my reasoning. No science behind it, but I believe that. Justin, are you going with a Bear or a Buccaneer here?
I'm going to take a Bear because it's a bear. It's a big ass bear.
I feel like I don't need to justify it.
JL, are you going with a Buccaneer or a Bear?
It's a bear.
It's a Bear. 2-0. Leonardo DiCaprio, tougher than a Buccaneer, confirmed by JL. Tim, are you going with a Buccaneer or a Bear?
So the interesting thing is the Buccaneers learned from SpongeBob SquarePants how to stop sea bears. You just need to pour a little circle of salt, and you're good to go. As long as you're in that circle, you can stop a bear.
sea
And
bear?
it's a good thing it's not a sea rhinoceros. But give me a Buccaneer. He already has the training. He's seen it, kind of a bear.
Jay, this comes down to you. Buccaneers versus Bears. Who is going to win the matchup?
So last round, I voted against Bears because Justin is pretty much my enemy and he likes Bears, but we have a love-hate relationship. So this round, for Justin, I will vote for Bears.
I thought you were going to do all that and then vote for Buccaneers anyway.
I was 100% ready to get screwed over.
The Bears move on to the next round. And next up, we have the Vikings versus the Bengals. Justin, you've got the first vote here.
Vikings are terrifying. Like those bastards are mean. They're gonna kick the crap out of a Bengal.
JL, where are you going here?
Have you met any Vikings, Justin?
I've seen a lot of TV, and I don't like the looks of it, man. They're bad.
Not liking my Vikings.
I'm gonna go with Bengals.
A vote for the Bengals from JL. Tim?
I think this one really comes down to how many of each we're giving the Vikings and the Bengals, because if it's like
Facts.
10 Vikings and 1 Bengal, the Vikings are going to pull it out. But if it's like 6-on-4, I think the Bengals will take it. So just because I think they pound for pound can take a couple more, give me the big cat on this one.
Big cat, and Mr.
Yeah, Maria-
Scampers will be happy about that. Mr.
Maria
Scampers
makes
said,
a great point. That it says Bears, not just one. Multiple Bears.
Talking 100 bears.
Yeah, but then you have a fleet of pirates. Like,
Oh my God, give me the Bears.
animals are being severely underappreciated, says Mr. Scampers. Who just voted on that one? Tim, Jay, where's your vote going?
Going Vikings. I'm with
Vikings.
Justin. They are just scary.
Man, it comes down to me on this one.
So have you seen Tigers? I've seen
God.
more Tigers.
I think I am going to go with the Vikings on this one. Tom is coming in. The Bengal charges and it gets its head cleaved by a two-handed axe from the Viking.
Bam.
Man, and Vikings ate like rotten shark meat on purpose. Like that was a meal that they prepared. Those are some tough dudes.
You don't?
I feel like.
So
I'm gonna go with
everything the
Vikings.
Bengals
Does that
eat
make
are
them
raw.
more
Everything.
deadly?
Yeah, the Bengals only eat raw meat.
And
We've
they
got
can
our
swim.
next matchup.
The chat
JL.
has not missed one of these. They have nailed every single matchup on this bracket so far, and you idiots are ruining it.
Well, JL, we've got a matchup here. Maybe this one will be right from us. The Panthers versus the Giants. Where are you going here? A Panther or a Giant?
Giants are idiots, so it's got to be Panthers.
It's got to be
Especially
a Panthers.
Jake Gettleman.
JL. Tim, where are you going? Panthers or Giants?
This one 100% depends on the landscape that they're fighting in. If it's the jungle, the Panthers take it because they're already in the trees. They could just jump straight onto the head. I picture a giant having like a club. He's going to be bonking his own head too. So he's self-damage.
Bonking.
And for that reason, we'll go Panthers. So we'll give it a jungle fight this time.
2 votes for Panthers in the jungle. Jay, are you going with the Panther or the Giant?
As a Giants fan that lives in North Carolina, there is no way I can vote the Panthers over the Giants. So give me Giant.
Man, I just feel like the Panthers are going to get a lot of little damage in. They're going to be scratching and biting. And then just one of the times the Giant is going to grab it and crush it. And the Panther's going to die. I'm going with the
Stomp on
Giant here. So, Justin, this comes down to you. You are the deciding vote. Is it the Panthers or the Giants that will be moving on to the next round?
I have, again, as Jay said, we have a love-hate relationship. I have voted twice for the Giants. So just by logic, we're going Panthers here.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call. The chat thanks you.
Did they vote for the Panthers?
For the fans.
They voted for the Panthers 75%.
75% for the Panthers over a Giant, and Craig saying Panthers as well. So the Panthers move on to the semifinals. And our semifinal matchups are the Titans versus the Bears and the Vikings versus the Panthers. And Tim, you've got the first vote here. Titans or Bears?
I've tried to knock out the Titans, I think, in every single round so far, just because it's a really loaded name. You know what? To me, a bear is a Titan anyway, so I think they're just brothers.
A hairy Titan.
So,
That's actually what bear means. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
1 vote for the Bears from Tim. Jay, where are you going? Bears or Titans?
Justin can go to hell. I'm going Titans.
As soon as I did, I was like, this is going to bite me in the ass.
And I'm also going to go Titans. I think a god would destroy a bear. So I'm going to go with the Titans right here. Justin, where are you going?
There are a limited number of Titans. There's almost an unlimited number of bears.
Yeah, 100%. They're not going extinct for sure.
Just by sheer magnitude, bears are going to win.
So Justin taking this as meaning all of the Titans versus all of the Bears. JL, it is 2-2. So you have the deciding vote. Who's going to move on to the finals? The 1 seed Titans or the 13 seed Bears? It all comes down to you, JL.
Finally, my time has come. I'm sorry, Titans. This is where your journey ends. It's Bears.
The Bears move on to the championship. The Titans have lost. Every bear in the world
agrees,
gaining up.
56%.
The chat loves their animals. We have an animal loving
They're
chat
smart
here.
because our chat is smart.
Jay, you have the first vote on this one. Vikings versus Panthers. Where's your vote going to go?
I would have picked the Vikings over the Giants. I think you guys are underestimating the type of warriors, the type of people that the Vikings were. They were just nasty savages, pirates, everything. Yes, it was.
The flowing long blonde hair, those guys?
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, it's Vikings, no question.
And when I was at the Renaissance Festival, I met a guy dressed as a Viking, and he was so handsome and charming. I think he could do anything. So I'm going to vote for the Vikings here as well. Shout out Kyle if you're watching. I miss you. Justin, are you going with the Vikings or the Panthers?
I'm going with Vikings. I think Viking Bear is a interesting matchup. So I'm into that.
JL, are you going with the Vikings or the Panthers?
It's Panthers.
It's Panthers. JL, I don't think you voted for a single human this entire
He hasn't.
This entire show.
The only reason humans are gotten the edge on any of these animals is because of weapons, and most of them don't have them. So,
and our brains. We got brains too.
Most
Yeah,
of
some
us,
of
yeah.
us.
To make the
Mostly.
weapons.
Sorry,
to
not
kill
me.
the
It's,
animals.
don't
A
imagine
few.
me as the human. Imagine like Tim as the human, and then I think the humans
Hey.
would win all of them.
Oh,
Tim,
Me and
that was a
bunch of
compliment.
I
It
just
is-
assumed I wasn't listening to the most of it.
Tim, you've got the last vote. The Vikings are going to move on, but where does your vote go?
So in this fight, I'm imagining 2 Vikings and 1,000 Panthers, and the Panthers would win that one so easily.
So
The chat,
but
75% Panthers.
well, I'm sorry, chat. We have disappointed you. Jay Wall said Panthers. Craig said Panthers. And Geek Mill said Unlimited Bears sounds like 2022's next big folk band. Yeah, they're the new Lumineers is Unlimited Bears. We're on to our last round matchup. Tim had the last vote on that one, meaning Jay voted first. So I will vote first on this one. Bears versus Vikings. And I'm going with the ultimate Norse warrior. I'm going with the Vikings over the Bears. I think they're going to take them down, and then they're going to let the meat rot and eat it anyways. Justin, are you going with the Vikings or the Bears?
So I did some math. I did a quick Google search. There are 930,000 remaining Viking descendants, and there are 200,000 Bears. But what you have to think is Vikings today are a bunch of bitches. There's like no actual Vikings.
20%. Yeah, they just dress up and that's it. They don't.
200,000 people versus a bunch of like blonde Swedish people. No, thank you. Bears all day long.
Justin, I'm imagining 200,000 bears being released into a Renaissance festival and seeing who comes out on top.
That sounds like a South Park episode.
200,000 Bears in Stockholm. Like they're done.
So one vote for the Bears from Justin. It looks like Craig agrees with you. He said Bears are still around. Vikings aren't. Checkmate Bears.
That's true. Natural selection.
Jail, are you going Bears or Vikings?
It's Bears all day. I feel like Vikings just told some good stories.
2 votes
That's
for
it.
Bears.
I've made so many good points. I mean,
Thomas makes a great point.
And Maria cheering for you. And Thomas said a bear couldn't even kill Leo properly. How can it kill actual Vikings?
This is toying with Leo.
Tim,
just a
where's
bunch
your
of
vote
weak
going?
Swedes.
Are you giving it to Bears? You can end it right here, or you can give it to Vikings and pass it to Jay.
So I feel like I think I know where Jay is going, which is unfortunate.
Maybe not. You know,
So to that end, I think it is. I think they are so mutually respectful of each other. The Vikings were fans of nature. They love bears, wildlife. I don't think they'd actually fight in real life. So I'm going to abstain my vote.
Oh,
Until after Jay goes.
No. I'm not voting on this one. I'm hoping he votes where I think he's voting. Send it to the chat, baby.
Jay, are you going with the Bears or the Vikings?
yep. Send it to the chat.
Let's
The
go.
Vikings. JL, do you have the results of our poll?
yep. 8 votes, 88% Bears.
Oh my gosh, the chat hates humans just like JL, and the Bears are the champions of the Battle Royale bracket with Justin, our favorite Bears fan, on the show with us today.
Wow.
Bears are your champions, and Rashad Penny is your favorite running back streamer of this week. Indisputable, the power of brackets. I can't even fight it now.
It is
because we've
disputed because
decided.
Josh voted half of them and then didn't vote the rest. So
Nope, it's a
Brackets,
science.
Recount.
overpower. Brackets
I-
overpower people dropping out. The power of brackets, it's been finalized. We can't even argue against it.
I
Jay-
am holding a press conference after this stream at Four Seasons Lawn and Garden.
I'm going to post on our Twitter account the chat's bracket and then our bracket.
Okay, did you fill one out for them?
No, but I have all the polls here. So
Well, you couldn't quite fill out a full one, right? Because there might be some matchups that we don't know the answer to. Or are you going to extrapolate?
no, I put in a poll for every single matchup.
Right, but what I'm saying is like the chat first round
Right.
matchups may have made
Oh,
different
you're
second
right.
round
Yeah,
matchups on that one.
Good try, though, JL.
Ooh.
Thank
Good
you,
effort.
Thomas. Thomas
JL
is with
said
me.
this bracket was brutal. Never agreed with JL so much in my life.
That's when you
Um,
know you screwed up.
Maria saying animals greater than humans, and Craig saying FYF greater than animals and humans, implying that we are not humans, I believe is what Craig is saying.
I think
there.
I can do it. I think I
Don't
could take
tell
the
anybody.
first round votes for all of them and then just rank them.
Okay, I think maybe
make
you
it work.
could do it won't work perfect, but it'll work enough. It'll work the science of brackets. Guys, that is going to be it for us today. A big thanks for our guest Justin for coming on with us today. A reminder, if you had not followed him, he's on Twitter at Justin_14P, which stands for 14 Personnel. The name that you then want to type in on YouTube. 14 Personnel on YouTube. Make sure you
2
go
S's,
subscribe to
2
them
N's,
over
3
there.
P's.
And 14
I thought it was 14
Ls.
P's.
14
Um,
P's.
Yeah, 14 P's at the beginning of Personnel there. Justin, thank you so much for coming on today, my man.
Oh, thanks for having me again, guys. This is a good one to close out the year. I feel like it feels
And
right.
for your vote against the Giants, it's the last time you're ever coming on the show. So
Jay, you're
fact
fired.
that
Justin, come back anytime. I'm just
Yeah, we'll fire Jay.
that's fine.
Guys, that is going to be it for us this afternoon. We will
Hold on. Trading makes fantasy fun since Josh isn't here.
trading does make fantasy fun. We'll be live on the FanDuel YouTube and Twitch channels at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Almost forgot the time. So make sure you come play some games with us over there as well if you're not busy. Until then, though, we are out of here. Adios, everybody.
Happy New Year.
See ya.
Rest in peace, Betty
It
White.
is.